Let's take a quick trip down memory lane back to 2012 when Corrections Corporation of America, one of the two companies that have a monopoly on the private prison industry in the U.S., made a bold move by reaching out to 48 states with an offer to buy their prisons. But there was a catch. In exchange for a 20-year contract, the states had to promise that the prisons would maintain at least a 90% occupancy rate for the entire duration. But how could state governments ensure such a high level of prison occupancy for 20 years? What tactics would they use to keep the prisons full? Well, brace yourselves for another bombshell. Just 2 months after CCA's proposal, an anonymous email reportedly circulated among individuals in the music and PR sectors. This email described a secret meeting where it was allegedly decided that hip-hop and rap music would be manipulated to boost profits for privatized prisons. The email's author, claiming to be a former industry insider, described being present at a secret meeting in 1991, and he called it one of the biggest turning points in popular music and ultimately American society. Here's what the email said happened at the meeting. Quickly after the meeting began, one of my industry colleagues thanked us for attending. He then gave the floor to a man who only introduced himself by his first name and gave no further details about his personal background. The speaker went on to tell us that the respective companies we represented had invested in a very profitable industry which could become even more rewarding with our active involvement. He explained that the companies we work for had invested millions into the building of privately owned prisons, and that our positions of influence in the music industry would actually impact the profitability of these investments. The author of the email then goes on to describe how he was initially confused and didn't understand what private prisons had to do with music, but then they told him that the major record label owners had become silent investors in the prison business, which meant it was now in their interest to make sure that these prisons remained filled. Now here's where it gets even crazier. The email continues, "Our job would be to help make this happen by marketing music that promotes criminal behavior, rap being the music of choice." He assured us that this would be a great situation for us because rap music was becoming an increasingly profitable market for our companies, and as employees, we'd also be able to buy personal stocks in these prisons. According to the author of this email, everyone in the meeting was reminded that they had signed an agreement and would suffer the consequences of speaking about this publicly or even with those who attended the meeting.